The silence inside that large house was heavy. The living room walls, which once echoed with hurried footsteps and childish voices, now held only the slow, solitary ticking of a wall clock. Eleanor and Arthur dedicated every drop of their youth to guarantee an impeccable future for the two children they raised. Arthur spent sleepless nights in his carpentry shop, swallowing wood dust to pay accumulating bills, while Eleanor used her own hands at the sewing machine until her joints burned. From very early on, the family dynamic showed worrying signs. Robert and Emily grew up always demanding the best, discarding toys and clothes without the slightest shadow of gratitude. Arthur, with his tired and wise eyes, noticed the coldness growing inside his own home. During the rare family meals, he tried to teach the value of hard work and respect, only to receive looks of disdain and eye rolls from the youth who felt superior. Years passed. The sacrifice bore fruit, and Arthur left this world too early, consumed by exhaustion. Robert became an arrogant presence at a prestigious downtown law firm. Emily became the owner of a trendy aesthetic clinic in an upscale neighborhood. The financial rise of both brought a bitter change. Sunday visits became rushed 10-minute appointments. Unconditional love was replaced by impatient looks and irritated sighs whenever Eleanor needed help understanding a bank statement or scheduling a medical exam. The only light in Eleanor's solitary routine was the smiling figure of James, who handled deliveries for the local bakery. Almost every morning, James left the orders at the gate and, even when visibly exhausted, spent a few precious minutes to ask about Eleanor's health, listen to old stories about Arthur, and offer a tight hug. That warm smile and sincere good morning from James were, with frightening frequency, the only moment of joy and human connection in the entire week for that house. The true pain hit Eleanor on a rainy Tuesday afternoon. The front door opened without warning. Robert and Emily walked in with stone-cold expressions, holding folders of documents. Without asking about the well-being of the one who gave them life, they placed a contract on the table. They had decided that the house, the last refuge of Arthur's memories, was too big and costly to maintain. The imposed order was to sell the property immediately, divide the profit to invest in their own companies, and transfer Eleanor to a low-cost nursing facility far from the city. Eleanor's immediate refusal sparked an explosion of anger. Emily shouted cruel words, harshly stating that such stubbornness was delaying the success and future of great businesses. Robert violently gathered the papers, warning in a threatening tone that they would return with a court order for guardianship, claiming a lack of mental sanity to manage her own assets. The door slammed shut. The feeling of being discarded, of being a useless burden to the only people she loved, tore through Eleanor's chest in a paralyzing way. In the days that followed, the immense stress and profound sadness left Eleanor bedridden, without even the strength to eat. It was in this scenario of abandonment that the front door opened again. Missing the morning conversations at the gate, James walked in worried and found Eleanor in the bedroom, burning with a fever and completely helpless. Without a second thought, James called for help and accompanied everything to the public hospital. There were entire sleepless nights in the uncomfortable chair of the waiting room. In the following months, James became the main pillar of support. He brought groceries, helped with cleaning, and sat on the porch to listen to more stories of the past with genuine attention. James had his own massive problems, He worked 12 hours a day to support a family that was about to expand, living in a tiny rented space, struggling with great difficulty to gather a few coins at the end of the month. Facing this hard life, at no point did he ask for a single cent or complain about his own luck.
Meanwhile, the cold and calculating legal process for guardianship advanced. Court officials knocked on the door, turning the last months of Eleanor's life into a bureaucratic and humiliating hell. The indescribable coldness broke the last thread of hope. With the help of a very old family connection who possessed great legal experience and managed the local estate records, Eleanor orchestrated a silent and definitive response. She gathered detailed medical reports proving complete lucidity, collected evidence of the neglect, and drafted a document heavily armored against any future attempt at contestation.
Winter arrived ruthlessly that year, and Eleanor's tired heart peacefully stopped beating during her sleep. The wake was a pitiful act. Robert and Emily cried artificial tears for the attendees, accepting hugs of condolence while exchanging complicit looks about the imminent sale of the house. James watched the ceremony from afar, leaning against a tree, with red eyes and a tight chest from the loss of such a luminous presence in his life. Exactly 2 days after the ceremony, Robert and Emily were summoned to the Central Estate Attorney's office. They walked into the room with smug smiles and high chins, certain they would walk out with the keys and the deed. As they crossed the door, they found the experienced figure who managed the estate, and in the corner of the room, James, visibly confused by that unexpected summons. The reading of the will cut the arrogant air of the room like a blade. The official document revealed that the house was never in Eleanor's name. Arthur, suspicious of Robert and Emily's growing greed since childhood, had placed the property into an untouchable trust fund before passing away. Eleanor possessed a life estate of the residence and the absolute power to transfer the final ownership to whoever cared for her well-being in her final days of life. The text left behind was direct and merciless with the truth. The words read aloud exposed all the abandonment, the cruelty of that rainy afternoon, and the cowardly attempt at a forced guardianship. The inheritance destined for Robert and Emily was exactly what they offered in the moments of greatest need: absolute nothingness. The key to the house, the reserve bank fund, and the dignity of a lifetime of hard work were legally and irrevocably transferred to James. Uncontrolled fury and high-pitched screams echoed through the hallway of the office, with signatures and unquestionable witnesses sealing the fate. The walkback was done empty-handed, with public humiliation before prominent figures of the city. James, with trembling hands holding the envelope of documents, realized that his family would have a safe home, with a spacious backyard and walls ready to echo the pure sound of true affection. Justice ignores biological ties to reward those who choose to love when no one else is watching.